Arturo Varvelli is the head of the Rome office at the European Council on Foreign Relations, and he joins me now from there. Arturo, Meloni has been described as being far right, but can you break down for us a bit more specifically her actual policies?
It's a little bit difficult to explain. I think that the secret of Giorgia Meloni is that Meloni has been in the opposition for 5 years, no? And over the last 20 years, Italians has always rewarded outsiders who were in opposition. Now, history repeated itself several times. Berlusconi, Five-Star Movement, Matteo Renzi, Matteo Salvini, Italian voters are constantly looking for something new. And Giorgia Meloni was able to capitalize this kind of advantage. I don't think that is a matter of politics, but it is a matter of political positioning. And if it's true what Brando Benifei said, if we look at the overall numbers, there has been no real shift to the right in the public opinion, or it is very limited. There has been a shift within the right-wing coalition. Voters that previously went to Berlusconi or Salvini have now gone to Giorgia Meloni because she is the youngest and the newest. And the problem on the other side is that a cohesive coalition has not been created on the left. And it is very difficult to think that such different political forces as Five-Star Movement or the third pole, Calenda and Renzi party, can join forces. And I think that the secret is to give a sort of coherent political positioning inside the political spectrum.
Indeed, but despite that, it does look like Italy is now going to have a far-right government at the head of the parliament. What kind of effect might that have on the country?
It's difficult to understand because I think that it's normal that our allies, Europe, ask this. There is a lot of anxiety about the Giorgia Meloni political position. I think she can continue to align with the Viktor Orban position, for example, or take a more institutional and moderate path and pursue a conservative political line in a more traditional sense. I think that now is a sort of sliding doors for Giorgia Meloni and for the center-right coalition in general. I think European allies may view Meloni with great suspicion because her rhetorical insistence, for example, on the national interest of Italy and glorify a sort of notion of European integration that will do little to strengthen European integration. However, Meloni has also changed her political line in recent months, for example, with regard to the policy toward Russia. And this contributes to the sort of unpredictability of the pro-European line of the future Italian government.
So Giorgia Meloni does have very little political experience. She is facing many challenges. On top of all of this next government is going to be Italy's 70th in 77 years, which means that most of them are quite short-lived. So do you think that this one will be the same, or do you think it will last and finally bring some much-needed stability to Italy?
The problem of stability in Italy is the main problem. Is probably the big problem of Italian politics. You know, the Meloni government. I think that she can count on a large majority, but it's also true that, for example, Salvini's League has achieved a very bad result. And this could be a problem for Giorgia Meloni. The Lega, led by Salvini, did not reach 19%. It must be remembered that only a couple of years ago, Salvini had polls around 30%. And Salvini has now stated that he will be a reliable partner in the government, but it's frankly very difficult to think that he can now claim, for example, an important post in the government as example, the Ministry of Interior, as in the past. And for this reason, there are some doubts about the future stability of the government, and we are not talking of a matter of 2 or 3 months, but for example, next year, after a long crisis in the winter due for economic reason or for energy crisis reason. We know what we are living in Europe in the moment. So I think that the problem of Italy remains stability, and probably also this government could be affected by this.
Okay, Arturo, thank you for that. Arturo Varvelli, they're the head of the Rome office at the European Council on Foreign Relations.